you will know mortgage means a contract until death. So pick your pick. But I know that you will have good friends and family that will look after you, and they have your best interest at heart. So whatever you do decide, please do not end up like that 30-year-old man I read about in the paper in New York, where his parents had to evict him because that is not good. They were tired of him lazying around and not getting a job. So for you, that is not cool. Here's the second thing that will happen to you, and it might actually be the first thing. Somewhere along the way, you will need a form of a job. Now, it may be a temporary job because you're planning to work your way through further training, or maybe an apprenticeship, or something you want to get into, or maybe you already have plans ready, good to go on July 1st. But regardless, that doesn't matter. The latest research, though, tells us that in the workforce, only 20% are happy with their work. 80% are unhappy. Here's what you don't want to do, though. You don't want to be part of that 80% that spends all their time switching jobs because you're looking for that exclusive 20%. One of these days, you simply have to stop and realize, you know what? If this job is good and it pays me well and it gives me opportunity, maybe I better stick with it. Because if you don't, it's kind of like that chasing after the rainbow at the end of that dream. Sounds like a great idea, hard to get a hold of. So here's something else you need to know. I know in order for you to graduate, you had to be pretty good in math. Now, you should know that 80% and 20%, well, that means 4 out of 5 of you are going to be unhappy with your work. So maybe what that means is we shouldn't get all our satisfaction from work. Perhaps we should get our satisfaction from something else beside work. And this now brings me to the last point, and that is about relationships. We are all hardwired for relationships. All of us yearn to love and be loved. For all our grads, the only suggestion I will give to you is this. Get to know that other person well. Get to know that other person through all seasons. Because when you make a serious commitment, it's easy to be positive when everything is working out. We're nice people then. But much, much harder when the storm comes and nothing is working out. Learn what is important to you, what is important to your partner. In your arguments, does one of you have to be right all the time? Or is it one of you has to be right most of the time? Or maybe you only can move forward if you give up, and then it becomes smoother. I can share with you, if that is the case, one day it will eat you up. You won't go forward with that. There's no saying, with this one decision will come 90%. All your happiness or all your sorrow. And the last point, this is a bonus. It's a poem. Has a lot of meaning for me. The author is unknown and it is short. It's called The Road to Life, and it reads as follows. We all walk on the road to life with our fellow travelers. We don't know how long it's going to hold for us. But this I do know. Any good thing that I can do for my fellow traveler, let me do it now, because I will not walk down this road again. So thank you for listening to my suggestions. In good time, move out of Mom and Dad's place. Find yourself a job that hopefully you will be happy with, and find your deepest satisfaction from relationships. And do something good for somebody else, because it will make you a better person. It will make our world a better place. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. My parents evicted me long ago. I love my job. My wife still tolerates me. You guys got this. It's all good. So now, I'd like to call upon Superintendent Mr. Joe Rogers to speak on behalf of the Ministry of Education.
Thank you, Mr. Chapman. Parents, grandparents, family, friends, and most importantly, grads of 2018. It's my honor to be here today on behalf of the district and the Ministry of Education. Let me begin by recognizing the Sault people on whose traditional territory we live, we learn, and we celebrate. Thank you. Thank you to the many community organizations who have given so generously by providing dozens and dozens of scholarships and bursaries to these young people. These extra funds allow more students to pursue their post-secondary dreams. Grads, remember to thank mom and dad, your grandparents, your brothers and sisters, and your friends who have all helped you reach this important milestone. I'm sure people in the audience, some of the moms and dads, have thought back to your first day of kindergarten and what it was like dropping you off on that first day, and here we are 13 years later. They're very proud of you. Kalamalka Secondary is a great school, full of dedicated teachers, administrators, and support staff who care about you as young people, have prepared you well for your future, and are very proud of you. Let me finish by sharing two pieces of advice from Steve Jobs. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most importantly, have the courage to follow your heart and your intuition. And from Ralph Waldo Emerson, do not follow where the path leads. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Reach for those dreams with passion and perseverance. Well done. Congratulations to the grads of 2018.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers. I would now like to call upon Mr. Mike Grace, Principal of Kalamalka Secondary, to address our graduates.
Hello and good day. Thank you, family, staff, honored guests, and thank you, students, for working with me at Kalamalka School. For those who don't know me, I'm Mike Grace, and I'm privileged to be the principal at Kalamalka. Before I begin my address, I want to recognize the Hack family, whose son is not with us today. Many of our grads are wearing an orange bracelet in memory of Liam. On June 24th, we'll support the family in the Ride, Don't Hide event in support of mental health. A colleague whom I hold in high regard asked me on Tuesday if I had my speech ready. I said no. There's evidence of that. At the time, I wasn't worried. Worry is not something I do. He mentioned his family all attending, as they did last year. He named them, and there's lots. He highlighted his brother, who happens to be my boss, and he went on, as he can sometimes do. So on Tuesday, I was worried. On Wednesday, all was okay. I had the students' yearbook, and like last year, I could simply put their words and let them work their magic. After all, this moment is time, and time is theirs. This is where I can share what I have learned from the grad class of 2018. Cha-cha, real smooth, Marianne. And then I read the quotes. The first one is Zach's, a hockey player, Wayne Gretzky. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Okay, I can talk about our grads taking their shots at life. The very next one, I don't even understand it. Johan, 100% in physics 12. Time is a funny thing. People always say if I had time, then I'd do more. Bear with me here. This is the tough part. But time happens to be influenced by your relative velocity, meaning that there can never be any concrete amount of free time that one person should have. In fact, time is just an indefinite, continued progress of existence and events over which we have absolutely no control. And then he says, have fun? I've read this quote a lot. It's taxing, I don't have fun. I put it into Google, and those are his words, they're nobody else's. Oh my God. So I continue to scan. Finally, in the yearbook, I get to what the last 13 years were all about, education. And I'm sure in choosing this quote, Dawson is letting us know there's more to come, that we need to keep learning, continuously striving to better ourselves, because as it was so profoundly said in Trailer Park Boys, it doesn't take rocket appliances to get your grade 12. Worst case Ontario, you can use denial and error. Unfortunately, my search for educational quotes from the yearbook stopped when I got to what appeared to be a conversation between Ryland and Steve, who are workout buddies. Separate comments in the yearbook, but I imagine them leaning on that bench press station. Ryland, you know, Steve, there's no greater education than one that's self-directed. Steve, take some time with this. Maybe he rattles off a set. Counters. Ryland, education is important, but big biceps are importanter. So, then on Thursday, last night, I decided I gotta go somewhere else. I'll reflect on my memories of this class for my inspiration. 4 short stories that exemplify the character of the class of 2018. Last year, I was looking to get rid of the grad lounge. This is a small centrifuge of the school that housed our grade 12s with infested, dilapidated sofas, broken recliners, and unclaimed love seats. I mentioned my plan to not have a grad lounge, and this class moved into complete unrest. For an entire year, they forced me into discussions about coming of age and the grad lounge. Anticipation of critical life stages and the grad lounge. Rites of passage and the grad lounge. So what happened? We bought sofas. The class of 2018 will persevere. Story 2. In early September, the district maintenance team came into the school and put signs beside the water fountain suggesting we run the water for 10 seconds before drinking. Apparently, this gets rid of the lead in the water. We'll have to get Johan to explain that to us. These students were demanding water bottles, disrupting the foods lab for its filtrated liquid, quoting brain research on the need for hydration. This class, the class of 2018, decided we needed filtered water fountains and dedicated the funds. This class will take action. For both the years that I was at Kalamalka, the snowpack was heavy, the melt was fast. On both occasions, this class was quick to respond. In the past 2 years, Kalamalka Secondary has built thousands of sandbags, helping property owners throughout Gold Stream. The class of 2018 has been instrumental in assisting our neighbors. This class will work hard. And then recently choosing a grad song. This is quite a process. They had a Facebook page with a Facebook suggestion box, a Facebook poll from the suggestion box, and a Facebook comment site with a Facebook timeline. And as you can tell, I don't know anything about Facebook, and as it turns out, neither does half of the grad class. Regardless, they came up with a song. I said, sorry, can't play it. They totally understood, and the class of 2018 set up a new Facebook series to choose a new song. This class is open-minded. This class is tech-savvy. and has amazing taste in music. They chose a classic. Congratulations. I won't forget about you. Don't you forget about me. Class of 2018, I hope you continue to persevere, take action, work hard, and be open-minded. In closing, some of your words of advice. From Lorraine, Valeria, and Samantha, some strategies to find a new perspective. Just fall down. Walk into the ocean and let the current take you, or you can light a baseball bat on fire and swing it around while listening to AC/DC. Emma reminds us that every day is a gift, and Jillian knows you're going to need a lot more than dew and universe juice, because now, Ethan, the adventure begins. The best advice comes from your actions, class of 2018. Do what you did with the water at Kalamalka Secondary. Get up each day, knowing that you have to do everything in your power to get the lead out. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Grace. I would now like to call upon Mr. Cron, Mrs. Hanson, and Mr. Winston, who will share a few details of our students' lives at Cal and their hopes and expectations for the future. As well, we will recognize each of our graduating students.
Thank you, Mr. Chapman. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, and of course, the grad class of 2018. We will be recognizing and introducing each of the students to you by sharing a few details of their lives at Cal, along with their hopes and expectations for the future. Each year, we are overwhelmed, as was already mentioned, by the generosity of our community in supporting Cal graduates with thousands of dollars in bursaries, in scholarships and awards. The recipients of these local awards are chosen based on a variety of criteria, such as community service, academic excellence, need, participation in various organizations. All grads will be called to the front and center of the stage to receive their diploma from Mr. Grace. And those grads who are receiving awards will remain there to be presented with a certificate in a white envelope by a member of the community or Cal staff. Grads, make sure you do not lose that white envelope. It is like cash. Give it to mommy and daddy immediately. There will be an opportunity for photographs of your loved one as he or she receives the diploma and any awards. Official photos will be taken by Mountain West Studios and will be given to the grads. A copy will be given to the grads at the end of June. Are you ready to begin? Ladies and gentlemen, we begin. Zachary Agar. Zach has thoroughly enjoyed his time at Cal. His plans are to attend university, pursue a career in law enforcement, and continue to play hockey. He would like to thank his friends and family, the teachers for making, no, stay there. You have to wait. You got to be there the whole time. He would like to thank his friends, family, and teachers for making his 5 years at Cal memorable. Congratulations, Zach. Christopher Aldrich. Christopher has thoroughly enjoyed his time at Cal, and he hopes to attend university, stay in shape by playing hockey, and make a lot of money. He thanks his teachers, friends, and family for making his high school career a good memory. Congratulations, Chris. Johan Barnard. Johan has a long list of all the humans he would like to thank, but in fear of being drowned out by music like at the Oscars, he would just like to say this. Thank you, each and every one of you, for providing the interlacing melodies and harmonies that have shaped my life. If we are defined by our interactions with others, then I can only hope that I can help you all as you have helped me. May the mass times acceleration be with you, you big doof. He's the physics guy from the previous quote, from Mike's speech. In addition, Mr. Grace and the staff would like to congratulate Johan on being offered a National Achievement Scholarship and a Faculty of Engineering Academic Excellence Scholarship, both to the University of Calgary. As well, Johan is receiving a Ministry of Education District Project Scholarship presented today by Mr. Dave Harding, his sponsor for that. Mrs. Lily Smith is presenting Johan with the Kalamalka Secondary Cafeteria Volunteer Bursary. Johan is also receiving a Kalamalka Secondary Legacy Leadership Award presented today by Mr. Todd Wanger. Mr. Paul Hunter is here this afternoon to present Johan with a Carrie Palmer bursary. Johan is also receiving a Vernon Principals and Vice Principals Association scholarship presented today by Mr. Grace. And finally, Mrs. Janice Foster is here this afternoon to present Johan with the Vernon Rotary Club Scholarship. Congratulations, Johan. Now please leave the stage. Alexandra Barton. Allie enjoyed her time here at Cal in these past 5 years. She has made many memories with all her friends, but will be happy to leave and move on with life. Allie plans on attending university in the fall and is excited to start something new. She would like to thank her family and friends for their support and the best of luck to her grad class. In addition, Allie is receiving a Royal Canadian Legion Branch number 25 bursary presented today by Mr. Ron Human. Congratulations, Allie. Madeline Beaumont. Madeline, who is also known as Mom, is proud of all of her children today for graduating. Next year, Madeline will be attending culinary school in Vancouver, and she hopes to one day own her own bakery. Madeline would like to thank all of her teachers, especially Mrs. Monroe and Mr. Busfield and Mr. Winston, for being so supportive and encouraging. Madeline would also like to thank her mom and dad for supporting her through her life and imparting the wisdom to her that it is not a good idea to stay up until 1 a.m. on a Tuesday night to make cookies, unless they're coming back to class the next day for all of us. Then it's okay. In addition, Mr. Grace and the staff would like to congratulate Madeline on being offered a Les Dames Northwest Culinary Academy scholarship. In addition, Madeline is receiving a Ministry of Education District Project Scholarship presented today by Mrs. Lily Smith. Kevin and Christine Belfour are here this afternoon to present Madeline with the Joel Belfour Memorial Scholarship. Congratulations, Alex. Alexander Bell. Contrary to popular belief, Alexander Bell did not invent the telephone, but Alexander Bell did. Congratulations, Alex.
Stephen Benishek. Stephen would like to thank Fitness West for always being there for him. The good days and the bad. However, Stephen has decided to stop working out because he's already too perfect. Stephen is looking forward to a career in law enforcement in order to conduct arrests on those of his grad class most likely to commit crimes. Mr. Grayson's staff would like to congratulate Stephen on receiving a Vernon Volunteer Fire Department Scholarship. In addition, Stephen is this year's recipient of the Jeff Thorlickson Memorial Scholarship, presented today by Ms. Heather Press. Mr. James Lockwood is here presenting Stephen with a Kalamalka Secondary Parent Advisory Council Scholarship. Congratulations, sweetheart. Lorraine Bester. Lorraine would like to thank all of her friends, family, and teachers for such an amazing experience at Cal. Through her years at Cal, she has been able to acquire many skills that will enable her to pursue a post-secondary education and eventually a career. Lorraine wishes all the best for everyone in their future endeavors. Congratulations. Curtin Belado. Curtin would like to thank the students and staff of Kalamalka Secondary for allowing him to be part of their graduation ceremonies, as he hasn't been around very much because he has been off pursuing his hockey dreams. Congratulations, Colton. Rylan Brown. Rylan has enjoyed his past 5 years at Cal. He would like to thank all of his teachers for their patience and support. Rylan would like to wish his classmates all the best in the future. In addition, Rylan is this year's recipient of the Vernon Teachers Association Award, presented by his mom, Miss Linda. Congratulations, Rylan. Sarah Burnett. Sarah is proud to be the last of the Burnetts to be graduating from Cal. Would like to thank her family and friends for supporting her throughout the years of high school and more. Congratulations, Sarah. Valeria Calderon Zuniga.
Valeria has amazing memories at Cal. She is an international student from Mexico, and she couldn't be more thankful to be in Canada. She had a great time playing for the basketball team, and she would like to thank all her teachers, friends, and her second family, the Hennings, for always supporting her. Congratulations, Valeria. Samantha Calloway. In the comparatively short time Samantha has spent at Cal, she was lucky enough to meet so many wonderful people. Through these people, she has grown, and for these people, she is thankful. Congratulations, Samantha. Congratulations. Alec Campbell. Alec was a total 100% introvert in high school. He enjoyed many things about school, especially as the editor of the Kalamalka Edge. Dressing as the Grim Reaper and scaring kids at Halloween was also fun, as was being a platoon sergeant for kids at the Army base. Alec will be attending Okanagan College next year, followed by UBC, but he still doesn't have a clue as to what to do with his life. He drove many of his teachers crazy, but he loved them all nonetheless. Some may be surprised, but he would like to thank them all. In addition, Alec is receiving an Okanagan College Spirit Award presented today by Ms. Kim Strilchuk. Mr. Brad Cron is presenting Alec with a Ministry of Education District Project Scholarship. And also an Interior Savings Bursary. Mrs. Polly Fremstead is here this afternoon to present Alec with the Lansdowne Chapter number 72 Order of the Eastern Star Award. Mr. Brian Donovan is presenting Alec with a Lavington Fire Department Coldstream Volunteer number 2 scholarship. Mr. Rob Capera is here to present Alec with a Miriam Lodge Freemasonry Scholarship to honor Right Worshipful Brother J.L.C. Brown. Alec is this year's recipient of the Vernon Fish and Game Scholarship presented today by Dr. Ralph Burden. And finally, Mr. Grace is presenting Alec with the North Okanagan Realtors Award. Congratulations, Alec. Dawson Chase. There's so much that Dawson wanted to say at this time, something about his loving parents, the wonderful staff at Cal, where he is heading off to in the fall to continue to play junior hockey somewhere. But he could not figure out a way to say it properly and effectively, and really, he just wanted someone else to do it for him. So this is what he's left with. So, congratulations, Dawson. Emma Chernoff. Emma is excited to see what life after high school will bring for her. She will always carry the people who helped her through high school close to her heart. She would like to thank the teachers who made graduation possible and helped her survive the past 5 years. Her biggest thanks goes to her family, but specifically her mother, who all but carried her through these years. Emma wishes her grad class well and hopes everyone has the same sense of relief that she has right now. And Louis, please pass her mom a tissue. Congratulations, Emma. Noah Cooper. Noah's time at Cal was for sure a memorable 5 years. In the future, he'd like to go into trades, continue playing hockey, and stay in shape. Noah would like to thank his teachers and friends who have made his time at Cal one to remember. Congratulations, Noah. Katie Dennis. Katie has enjoyed her past 5 years at Cal. She would like to thank her family, friends, and Mrs. Monroe for supporting and pushing her to do her best. Katie was planning to attend Harvard on a full-ride scholarship, but it seems that the letter has gotten lost in the mail. While she waits for it to arrive, she will spend the next year traveling and then move on to studying criminology and psychology at Simon Fraser University. In addition, Katie is receiving a Kiki Garden Restaurant Award presented today by Mr. Todd Weber.
Congratulations, Katie. Ding Yu Yao. Yu Yao's 3 years at Cal were not long, but memorable. She is quiet, but she works hard. Her plans for the future are attending university and then getting a corgi. She wishes the best of luck to everyone at Cal. Congratulations, Yu Yao. John Dorishchuk. John liked to spend his time in the gym and enjoyed playing sports throughout his high school years. He is thankful to all his family and friends for motivating and helping him when he needed it. Congratulations, John. Aaron Doucette. Grade 12 was Aaron's first year at Kalamalka Secondary after moving to Vernon from Maple Ridge last summer. Aaron would like to thank the teachers and staff at Cal for helping to make this last year of school a successful one. Next year, Aaron is off to UBCO to begin a teaching degree in hopes of becoming a high school English teacher. Yes. In addition, Aaron is this year's recipient of the A&W scholarship presented this afternoon by Ms. Sherry Lane. Mrs. Meg Irvin is presenting Aaron with a William D. and Eleanor Jerry Hamilton Scholarship. Aaron is also receiving the CUPE Local 5523, that's the Vernon School District's Employees Union Scholarship presented today by Aaron's mother, Miss Kathleen Hubbard. Congratulations, Aaron.
Mackenzie Ferguson. Mackenzie is now looking around in wonder. She made it. She wants to especially thank her mom for all of her great help in making this moment happen. Mackenzie has 2 paths open to her for next year: work and then travel, or go to OC for animation classes. Congratulations, Mackenzie. Delaney Forsyth. There was a time when Delaney wasn't sure if she wanted to finish school. The support of a few key people, Brittany Pepper, Vicki Raphael, Kathleen Huggan, and Meg Irwin, she is now looking forward to a career in culinary arts, starting with training at Okanagan College. Congratulations, Delaney. Hannah Gall. Hannah's sparkling attendance record at Cal shows that she really is truly ready for university, but she's going to fend off the offers for a little while, at least to make huge gobs of money in order to travel and save up for university. After that, she'll embark on her lifelong dream of moving to Amsterdam and hand-painting all of her apartment walls. Hannah would like to thank her family and friends. Lastly, Hannah would like to dedicate her graduation to Liam Hack. He deserved to graduate more than anyone. In addition, Hannah is receiving a Ministry of Education District Project Scholarship presented today by Mrs. Meg Irwin. Congratulations, Hannah. Rachel Giroux. Over the past 3 years at Cal, Rachel has enjoyed seeing how many naps she can get away with in class without getting caught. She has also enjoyed playing volleyball and almost making provincials. In addition, Rachel is this year's recipient of the Vernon Dental Association Scholarship, presented this afternoon by Mrs. Maria Hansen. Congratulations. Rachel Blessing. Rachel has thoroughly enjoyed her time at Cal. She loved participating in the music program and was involved in the concert band, choir, and jazz band. She is looking forward to studying music and science in university. Rachel would like to thank all of her wonderful teachers for the fantastic support and instruction that they have provided. Mr. Grace and the staff would like to congratulate Rachel on being offered an entrance scholarship to the University of Calgary. In addition, Rachel is receiving the Archibald McKellar McKechnie Language Proficiency Prize, presented today by Mr. Brad Cron. Rachel is also receiving a Ministry of Education District Project Scholarship presented by Mrs. Stephanie Anderson. Mr. Andy Erickson is here today to present Rachel with the Kalamalka Rotary Club Scholarship. Rachel is receiving a Kalamalka Secondary Cafeteria Volunteer Bursary presented this afternoon by Mrs. Lily Smith. Mr. Paul Hunter is presenting Rachel with a Carrie Palmer Bursary. Mr. Craig Broderick is here today to present Rachel with the Mackey Lake House Foundation Scholarship for Excellence in English and the Mackey House Foundation for Excellence in French. And finally, Ms. Heather Press is here today to present Rachel with the Topical Forestry Scholarship. Congratulations, Rachel.
Rhiannon Gordon Smith. Rhiannon has spent much of her time at Cal being a slugabed. She could be found frequently in the theater and could be counted on to be half an hour late every morning with coffee. She would like to thank Mr. Thomas for all his efforts and support, Mrs. Monroe for being a kindred spirit and having an answer to every question, and Mr. Winston for introducing her to the word slugabed and teaching her how to be a strong, intelligent, woke member of society. She also thanks her parents and her friends for having her back and for encouraging her to achieve greatness. Rhiannon plans to pursue post-secondary as well as keep up with the arts while living true to herself. In addition, Rhiannon is receiving a Teens Count 2 scholarship presented today by Mrs. Allison Monroe. Rhiannon is also receiving a District Excellence Scholarship Award presented this afternoon by Mr. Sean Thomas. Congratulations, Rhiannon. Layla Rafferty. Layla has been winging it since birth and will probably continue to do so the rest of her life. She will be attending the University of Victoria this coming fall and would like to thank Mr. Thomas and Mrs. Bishop for always believing in her success and being kick-ass teachers. In the near future, she hopes Mr. Cron will help her compose a better grad write-up, which will include something about taking a nap so long that it will make up for all the time she's ever had to wake up for school. Mr. Grace and the staff would like to congratulate Layla on being offered an entrance scholarship to the University of Victoria. Congratulations, Layla. Austin Grant. After years of ups and downs, Austin is ready to use all 240 horsepower and head into the next chapter of life. He would like to thank his friends and family for always being supportive. Congratulations, Austin. Kaylee Hanshu. Kaylee has had an intense, fun, and eventful high school experience, but somewhere between the chaos, she found room to work her butt off and walk this stage. She would like to thank friends, family, and teachers that were by her side, helping to make this possible. Kaylee is also grateful she never has to ask to use the washroom again. Congratulations, Kaylee. Ethan Peckrod. Ethan spent the majority of his time at Cal splattered in paint and sipping coffee. As indecisive as he is about his future, he is excited for where it will take him. He would like to thank his teachers, family, and friends for all of the support and wishes the best of luck to his fellow grads. In addition, Ms. Kim Strilchuk is presenting Ethan with an Okanagan College President's Entrance Scholarship. Ethan is receiving a Ministry of Education District Project Scholarship presented by Mrs. Allison Monroe. Mr. Ryan Irving is here this afternoon to present Ethan with a Nixon Wenner Scholarship. Congratulations, Ethan. Tom Henley. Tom has greatly enjoyed his time with both the other students and teachers at Cal. He would like to thank Mr. Felice specifically for inspiring him to pursue a career in mathematics and plans on going to UBC Vancouver after the summer. In addition, Tom is this year's recipient of the Jim and Elizabeth Kidston Memorial Bursary presented today by Mr. Corrado Felice. Congratulations, Tom.
Jillian Hinton. Jillian would first like to accept this Oscar by thanking Ms. Moore and Mr. Core, both of whom have been huge supports throughout her grade 12 year and made things at school, could she dare say, enjoyable. She'd also like to make a shout out to Al for always making her feel super. Jillian would also like to say she's walking across the stage today, not just for herself, but for her friend Liam, whom she so wishes could be here with all of us today. And now, this is where Jillian throws in a super quirky and funny joke that would make you all laugh, and this is the part where you all laugh. She'll give you a second. Or you could do that. Finally, Jillian wants to make a shout out to the boys, wherever they may be, and that she misses them and wishes they would call her. And with that, good night, Los Angeles. addition, Jillian is receiving a Royal Canadian Legion Branch number 25 bursary presented this afternoon by Mr. Ron Heumann. Congratulations, Jillian. Yuki Huang. Yuki has really enjoyed these 2 years at Cal. The students, teachers, and administrators are friendly to every international student. She especially thanks Mrs. Cooper for taking care of Yuki's English studies. She was happy to meet this big family here in Canada, and she will bring those nice memories back to China. Congratulations, Yuki.
Riley Imbridge. Riley has enjoyed her years at Cal and will be attending university in the fall. She thoroughly enjoyed her time as a youth health care volunteer at the hospital. Riley would like to thank her parents and brothers for their support. In addition, she would like to thank Mrs. Knight for her ongoing encouragement. Mr. Grace and the staff would like to congratulate Riley on being offered an entrance scholarship to the University of Victoria. In addition, Mrs. Naren Von Han is here today to present Riley with the Armstrong Regional Cooperative Bursary. Riley is also this year's recipient of the Fraternal Order of Eagles Ladies Auxiliary Bursary, presented today by Mrs. Donna McIntyre. Mrs. Allison Monroe is presenting Riley with an Interior Savings Bursary. Riley is receiving a Kalamalka Secondary Legacy Leadership Award, presented today by Mr. Corrado Felice. Mrs. Sina Bishop is presenting Riley with the Kalamalka Secondary School Staff Award. And finally, Mr. Chris Kulak is here today to present Riley with the Vernon Professional Firefighters IAFF Local 1517 Scholarship. Congratulations, Riley. Alex Gigé. Alex has very much enjoyed the last 5 years at Cal, not necessarily for the academics, but more for the memories and friends he's made. Though he isn't sure what the future holds for him, Alex is excited to move forward in life and explore what it has to offer, and hopes to eventually find his true calling. He wishes the best of luck to his fellow grads. Congratulations, Alex.
Jiang Minjiang. Finally, Min is graduating here in Canada. She may have moved to Vancouver and taken an engineering course at Langara College in the fall. She met many nice people and had a wonderful experience in Lumbee and at Cal. Congratulations, Min. Brianna Laribe. Brianna is a very successful dancer, singer, actor, and Disney enthusiast. She is very excited for her future in Alberta as a nurse with her boyfriend and 12 kids. I think to come. Brianna is very talented and can recite almost every Disney movie. She would like to thank Mr. Thomas for always supporting her and bringing her snacks to get through the day. In addition, Brianna is receiving the Vernon Jubilee Hospital Auxiliary Youth Healthcare Volunteer Program Award, presented today by Mr. Wes Fitzsimmons. Congratulations, Brianna. Jessica Laraway. Jess has finished her time at Cal quietly and with her head down and focused on one goal, to get out of there. Jess plans to travel as well as lead a career path towards criminology, and she would like to thank all of her friends and family, and especially Autumn. Congratulations, Jessica. Ann Lee. Ann is leaving now. She can't decide if she's glad to start paying for things her parents dealt with or to flee from undesired restrictions. To guide her on the way out, she has her poor sense of humor and a debatable personality. We doubt that. High school taught Ann a bit about judgment. If you're doubting your abilities, it's probably a good sign to go and check yourself. Or if you feel certain about your abilities, doubt yourself, because chances are you're wrong. In addition, Ann is receiving an Interior Savings Bursary presented today by Mrs. Sina Bishop. And Mr. George Agar is here this afternoon to present Ann with the Smart and Caring Community Fund Scholarship. As well, Ann is receiving the Vernon and Welsh Society Music Scholarship presented today by Mr. Dave Harding. Congratulations, Ann. Liu Yuzi. Yuzi has finished her 2 years of studying at Cal, and she has decided to go to Australia for her post-secondary education. She wants to thank her host mother, Pam, her friends and teachers in Cal for their encouragement, guidance, and support. It is they who let her have a wonderful and unforgettable experience here in Canada. Mr. Grace and the staff would like to congratulate Yuzi on being offered an entrance scholarship to Bishop's University and to the University of Ottawa. Congratulations, Yuzi.
Alexandra Lockwood. Alexandra is excited to play varsity women's soccer and study at Queen's University in Ontario. She wishes her fellow classmates the best of luck in the upcoming year. In addition, Alexandra is receiving a Ministry of Education District Project Scholarship, presented today by Ms. Heather Malcolm. Alexandra is also receiving a Kalamalka Secondary Parent Advisory Council Scholarship, presented today by her father, Mr. James Locke. Mr. Harvey Provost is here this afternoon to present Alexandra with the Knights of Columbus Scholarship, Council number 4949. And finally, Alexandra is this year's recipient of the St. James Catholic Women's League bursary, presented today by Mrs. Maria Hansen. Congratulations, Alexandra. Alexandra McKinnon. Alexandra's fondest high school memories were mainly spent in the gym or on the field playing various sports, including volleyball, basketball, and soccer. Her high school experience was also enriched by her time spent in Students Without Borders Academy. This gave her unique and incredible memories she will always cherish. Her favorite memories also include the laughs shared between her and her friends during breaks and classes every day. Alexandra has always worked hard on her academics and plans on continuing her education at UBCO in the fall and hopefully carrying on to medical school one day. She thanks her family and friends for always supporting her, but especially her mom and dad for always being there. Mr. Grace and the staff would like to congratulate Alexandra on being offered an entrance scholarship to the University of Victoria and to the University of Thompson's Rivers. In addition, Alexandra is receiving the GVAB Trevor Samuel Memorial Scholarship, presented today by Mrs. Jordy Cuthbert. Mr. Ian Busfield is presenting Alexandra with a Kalamalka Secondary Legacy Leadership Award. Alexandra is receiving a Leah Dayball Memorial Scholarship, presented this afternoon by Mrs. Maria Hansen. And Mr. Ron Heumann is here today to present Alexandra with a Royal Canadian Legion Ranked 25 bursary. Congratulations, Alexandra. Abby Magnus. Abby enjoyed her high school years and all the memories that came with them, although she is very excited to move on to whatever life brings her next. She wishes her grad class the best of luck in their futures. Congratulations, Abby.
Brandon Magnus. Brandon has had a tremendous experience at Cal and plans to attend UBCO in the fall to pursue a Bachelor of Science degree. He thanks his friends for making his time at high school enjoyable and would also like to thank his family and teachers for their support throughout the journey. In addition, Brandon is receiving a Ministry of Education District Project Scholarship presented this afternoon by Mr. Corrado Felice. Brandon is also receiving a JNR Memorial Scholarship presented by Ms. Caroline Fraser. Congratulations, Brandon. Kaylee Markinowski. In a failed attempt to fit in, Kaylee found her place within her school and the community. She gained some interesting friends throughout her journey. She has high hopes on attending UBCO in September, and if not, OC it is. A huge thank you to her favorite teachers and role models who helped mold her into who she is today. In addition, Kaylee is this year's recipient of the Silver Star Rotary Club Scholarship presented by Martin von Holst. Mr. Ian Busfield is presenting Kaylee with the Kalamalka Secondary Legacy Leadership Award. Congratulations, Kaylee. Emily Mellows. Emily wishes to accept this diploma with relief and happiness, without an introduction. But she would like to add, to all the hardships and friendships we have all had, we will remember always and never forget. Congratulations, Emily. Noah Montgomery. Noah had a stellar year, and his hopes for the future are to gain a few more inches of height and a career in law. As for the immediate future, Noah is excited to fight wildfires this summer before attending UBCO in the fall. In addition, Noah is receiving a Coldstream Fire Department #1 bursary presented today by his father, Todd Montgomery. Congratulations, Noah. Bianca Moore. Bianca would like to thank her mom and dad, her friends, her grandparents, as well as 3 special teachers, Mrs. Monroe, Mrs. Moore, and Ms. Anderson. Next year, Bianca is heading off to cosmetology school in Kelowna to try and make the world a more beautiful place. Congratulations, Bianca. Peter Nicola.
Oh, yeah!
Peter has achieved excellence in his academic studies. He is planning to take the CAMRT test and become a medical radiography technician. He has had a blast at Cal, however, he looks forward to what the future has in store. He would like to thank his parents, friends, and teachers for supporting him on his journey through high school. In addition, Peter is this year's recipient of the Christy Magar Memorial Scholarship presented by Mr. Paul Hunter. Mrs. Lily Smith is presenting Peter with a Kalamalka Secondary Cafeteria Volunteer Bursary. Congratulations, Peter.
Carson O'Hara. Over the past 5 years, Carson has made many memories and would like to thank her friends for being a part of those. This fall, she will be attending Marble College in Kelowna to become a certified esthetician. She's planning to head over to Europe when it is complete to use that certificate to make them over there beautiful too. Carson would like to thank her friends and family for the nonstop support over the 5 years and wish best of luck to the grad class. In addition, Mr. Ian Busfield is presenting Carson with a Kalamalka Secondary Legacy Leadership Award. Carson is also receiving a Teens Count 2 scholarship presented this afternoon by Mrs. Meg Irwin. Yeah. Carson is also receiving a Coldstream Fire Department #1 bursary presented today by her father, Mr. Colin O'Hara. Congratulations, Carson. Autumn Owen. Autumn was under the misconception that a full ride scholarship to one of the Ivy League schools would be awarded for high school classes missed and cigarettes smoked. But she was just now informed that this is actually not the case. While she's awaiting a call from Harvard, she will reluctantly join a hippie commune in Tofino. Okay, after that, there may be some school, but she'll let you all know what the final decision is. She would like to thank the Cal staff for their everlasting patience, and especially Mr. Winston for his help and support through a tough time. Congratulations, Autumn. Natasha Pavlov. Natasha has spent most of her school career at the rink figure skating. When she wasn't skating, she was either working or napping. After she leaves Cal, Natasha wants to get as far away from Vernon as possible. She either wants to be a surgeon or a coroner, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know if that's related. She would like to quote Michael Scott for her final thought. Occasionally I hit someone with my car, so sue me. In addition, Natasha is receiving a Kiki Garden Restaurant Award presented today by Mr. Joel Wrench. Congratulations, Natasha. Christopher Finn Plummer. Finn looks back at all his years at Cal as a place for him to grow and learn. He enjoyed his time with his friends and hopes to keep in touch in the future when he attends Waterloo University. He would also like to thank his family for their support in these last years. In addition, Finn is this year's recipient of the Coldstream Elementary School Scholarship presented by Miss Penny Fleming. Congratulations, Finn. Carly Popelchuk. Carly has enjoyed her time at Cal. Although most of her favorite memories occurred on various courts, she has learned many new skills, such as how fast she can finish the previous night's homework in class before the teacher notices. We always noticed, by the way. Carly would like to thank her parents, coaches, and teachers, and she wishes good luck to the rest of her fellow grads. In addition, Mr. Kelly Winston is presenting Carly with the Leon Dayball Memorial Scholarship. Carly is also this year's recipient of the Leslie Carr Memorial Scholarship presented this afternoon by Mrs. Joy Cuthbert. And Mr. Colin Karpowicz is here today to present Carly with a Vantage One Credit Union bursary. Congratulations, Carly.
Marianne Rogers. Marianne has been waiting for 5 years for Cal to resemble High School Musical 1, 2, or 3, but it never has. Very disappointing. In addition, Ms. Kim Strochuk is presenting Marianne with an Okanagan College President's Entrance Scholarship. Marianne is receiving a Ministry of Education District Project Scholarship presented by Mr. Mike Grace. Ms. Jordy Cuthbert is presenting Marianne with a Kiki Garden Restaurant Award. Marianne is also receiving the Vernon Principals and Vice Principals Association Scholarship presented by Mr. Lyle Chapman. And finally, Mr. Jerry Glasser is here this afternoon to present Marianne with a Knights of Columbus St. Teresa Council number 12202 scholarship. Congratulations, Marianne. Chelsea Rooseboom. Chelsea enjoyed her time in high school, that is, when she actually showed up.
Yes.
Though her favorite memories were on the volleyball court and not the classroom, she would like to thank all of her teachers that didn't take off marks for handing in assignments late. And she'd like to finish with this quote: "In terms of being late or not starting at all, then it's never too late." Allison Heaton. In addition, Mrs. Phyllis Carroll is here today to present Chelsea with a Vernon Retired Teachers Association scholarship.
Yay, Chelsea!
Congratulations. Trinity Routley. In the past 5 years that Trinity was at Cal, she tried to make the most of the opportunities that school has had to offer. She's had a great time playing school sports, including volleyball, basketball, and soccer. She had a blast getting to know her fellow grads. A blast. Trinity hopes that college and university works out for her, but she's decided if all else fails, she will marry rich. Trinity is my most favorite student of all time, and it will be the hardest thing I have ever had to do to see her go. In addition, Trinity is receiving a Ministry of Education District Project Scholarship presented by Mr. Joel Rinch. And Mr. Jerry Glasser is here this afternoon to present Trinity with the Knights of Columbus St. Teresa Council number 12202 scholarship. Congratulations, my favorite student. Ella Ryan. Ella has enjoyed her time at Cal, being surrounded by great friends and working hard on her academics. Despite all this, she can't wait to leave and begin a new chapter in her life. Ella plans to attend the University of Victoria in the fall and take first-year social sciences. She thanks her family and friends for always being supportive, and she congratulates her classmates. Mr. Grace and the staff would like to congratulate Ella on being offered an entrance scholarship to the University of Victoria and to the University of Guelph. In addition, Ella is this year's recipient of the Lady of the Valley Catholic Women's League Scholarship, presented today by Mrs. Stephanie Anderson. And finally, Ella is also receiving a Ministry of Education District Project Scholarship presented by Mr. Paul Hunter. Congratulations.
Aiden Ryson. Aiden had every chance to do his own write-up, but he didn't. So we wrote it for him, and this is what he might have said. Aiden would like to thank Mr. Cron, Mrs. Hanson, and Mr. Winston for being great teachers and influencing his life forever. That's so beautiful. Congratulations, Aiden. Kayla Sargent. Kaylin has enjoyed her 2 years at Cal and is very happy to be graduating with a great group of friends. She plans to travel and nap as much as she possibly can next year, perhaps while working towards becoming a veterinarian, but who knows? She would like to thank her friend Maddie specifically, as well as her parents, for feeding and motivating her to do her homework. Mr. Grayson and staff would like to congratulate Kayla on being the recipient of the Queen Silver Star Blossom Award and the Queen Silver Star Talent Award. Congratulations, Kayla. Sala Sato. Sala spent an unforgettable year at Cal and thanks her friends, teachers, host family, and her family in Japan for supporting her to do her best. Sala will be attending Okanagan College for Tourism and Management in Business. Itsumo makata de itikarate arigato. I know I didn't do that well. This means thank you for being on my own side in Japanese. Congratulations, Sala. Mason Secretan. Mason would like to thank his family for all of their support. He figures that everyone was going to thank the teachers, so he decided not to. Next year, he's off to the University of Lethbridge to begin his studies of computer sciences. Congratulations, Mason. Dylan Sedlacek. Dylan has had a solid time during his years at Cal and is excited to move on to the next chapter of his life where he will be attending the University of Victoria. He would like to thank his mom and dad for everything they've done, his teachers for the guidance along the way, and his friends for all the good times. Mr. Grace and the staff would like to congratulate Dylan on being offered an entrance scholarship to the University of Victoria. In addition, Dylan is this year's recipient of the School District Number 22 Vernon Scholarship Trust Fund Award presented today by Mr. Joe Rogers. Ms. Sherry Lane is here this afternoon to present Dylan with the Kidston Parent Advisory Council Scholarship. Congratulations, Dylan. Emma Seibel. Emma has made many good memories during her 5 years at Cal and couldn't be more thankful to have made them with her friends. In the fall, she will attend OC. She would like to say a huge thank you to her family and friends for their support and wishes the best of luck to her fellow grads. In addition, Emma is this year's recipient of the Silver Star Rotary Club Achievement Award presented today by Mr. Martin von Holst. Congratulations, Emma. Alana Schultz. Alana is pleased to find out that graduation from high school really works. After finishing early, she finds herself living in Vancouver being a successful entrepreneur with Ledcor Telecommunications. She plans on continuing her education in university after the summer and would like to thank her parents, Anna and Dimitri, her family, teachers, and the friends she has met in her life so far for supporting her personal development. You are the real MVPs. Congratulations, Alana.
Amelia Smith. Amy suffers from chronic tardiness, an illness that is not yet recognized by the medical community. She would like to thank her teachers for their understanding regarding her condition. Mr. Grace and the staff would like to congratulate Amy on being offered an entrance scholarship to the University of Victoria. In addition, Amy is receiving a Ministry of Education District Project Scholarship presented by Mr. Todd Wagner. Also, Amy is this year's recipient of the Coldstream Women's Institute Memorial Scholarship presented today by Mrs. Meg Irwin. The Mr. Brad Cron is presenting Amy with the Fraternal Order of Eagles Scholarship. And Amy is also receiving a Kalamalka Secondary Cafeteria Volunteer Bursary presented today by her mother, Mrs. Lily Smith.
You win soon.
Kimmy has made good memories during her 2 years at Cal and couldn't be more thankful to have enjoyed them with her friends. Her plans for the future include attending Simon Fraser University, taking a media studies program, and traveling around the world. She would like to thank her family, teachers, and friends for everything. Also, she would like to thank her Canadian family. They gave her warmth and made her feel right at home. Congratulations, Kimmy.
Rebecca Tega. Rebecca decided to move from Germany all the way to Canada for her last 2 years of high school. Her favorite memories are her time on the basketball team and the Earth Quest program. She will now continue traveling by attending the University of Stirling in Scotland. Rebecca also wants to thank everyone who accompanied and supported her over the years at Cal. Mr. Grace and the staff would like to congratulate Rebecca on being offered a Student Awards Agency of Scotland scholarship to the University of Stirling. Congratulations, Rebecca. Hayden Barton. Hayden would like to thank his friends as well as the Royal Bank of Mummy and Daddy for the continued support over the years. Hayden is glad that he is now going on to university at UBCO for a Bachelor's of Management, where his sisters can't make him late for every class he has in the morning. Mr. Grace and the staff would like to congratulate Hayden on receiving a McDonald's scholarship. In addition, Hayden is receiving the Lavington Fire Department Scholarship, Cold Street Volunteer number 2, presented today by Mr. Brian Donovan. Oh, stop. It's like, no, that's okay. That's okay. Stay there. Stay there. Hayden is also receiving a Lavington Parent Advisory Committee Scholarship presented this afternoon by Mr. Robert Lee. And Hayden now knows there's another one coming. Hayden is receiving the Lavington Fire Department Scholarship presented today by Mr. Brian Donovan. Congratulations, Hayden. Zhao Chan Wong. Zhao Chan spent a memorable grad year at Cal, and after she is done with high school, she will attend university in Canada to further her education. Obviously, she is a girl with intelligence and beauty at the same time, which she is happy about. She would like to thank everyone who was nice to her. Good luck to all. Congratulations, Zhao Chan.
Zahan Wang. Claire is an international student from China. She has thoroughly enjoyed her time in Canada and made several memories during her 2 years at Cal. She plans to go to university here and to try as many activities as possible. She is very appreciative of her teachers and friends, and Claire would like to thank all of her family for supporting and encouraging her and wishes the best luck to the grad class. Congratulations, Zahan. Shaylee Watson. Shaylee has enjoyed her years at Kalamalka Secondary School. Shay lacked motivation on coming to school on time, but she made it. Yay! She would like to thank her friends and family for supporting her. Shaylee wanted her write-up to be short and sweet, just like her. Congratulations, Shaylee. Dexter Wheaton. Dexter would like to thank all of his fellow classmates for an unforgettable time while at Cal, inside and outside of school. He'd also like to thank his parents for always supporting him, his teachers for helping him out, and give a special thank you to his aunt and uncle, and grandmother for coming out tonight. Dexter will be going to UBCO starting in the fall. Congratulations, Dexter. Emily Reed. Emily fully plans on traveling after grad, but she doesn't know where to go and she has no money to get there. In light of this embarrassing situation, she has decided that money is a priority and therefore she will be working for the near future. Her resume will be stacked up on a table when you leave the auditorium. Congratulations, Emily. Justine Wycott. Justine cherished her last 5 years at Cal. She would like to thank her teachers and parents for always encouraging her to do her best, as well as Carly's mom for feeding her and letting her live at their house. Congrats to the rest of the graduating class. In addition, Justine is receiving a Kalamalka Secondary Legacy Leadership Award presented today by Mr. Todd Wenger. Congratulations, Justine. Carmen has made some wonderful memories during her 2 years at Cal as an exchange student from China and couldn't be more thankful to have enjoyed them with all her friends. In the fall, she will be attending Swiss Hotel Management School for further study in Switzerland. Wow. She would like to thank all the teachers from Cal and her Canadian family for giving her the memorable experience. Congratulations, Carmen. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the Kalamalka grad class of 2018.
I'm excited. No, you're not throwing them yet. Thank you, Mr. Cron, Mrs. Hanson, and Mr. Winston. Ooh, that's a lot of sitting. Had a nice spot standing down there. Sorry about that. So, now we get to the fun parts. An important part of our ceremony this evening is valedictorian's address, given on behalf of the graduating class. Each year, the graduating class elects a voice to speak on behalf of the graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce the valedictorian for the class of 2018, Amy Smith.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Mom. This is the part of the ceremony where the esteemed valedictorian delivers an intricate and reflective speech. Unfortunately, that person couldn't be here today, so I was asked to fill in. So we'll see how this goes. A valediction, for those of you who weren't sure, is an address at a point of farewell. And while this is fitting to our evening, I do recall that this is a ceremony of commencement, a beginning. Grads, I ask you, are we beginning our lives? A friend of mine once said, I wish people would realize that their life doesn't start after high school, that it's already begun. If this is the case, then that means that everything leading up to this moment has shaped us, taught us, and equipped us for the next chapter which we are each beginning. I don't know about you guys, but for me, the thought of that is pretty scary. How do I measure the breadth of my experiences in a way that assures me I'm ready? Well, when I think about the ways our experiences in the last 5 years have developed us, one of the unifying themes common to us all is intentionality. Specifically, we have learned how to be intentional with our time, with ourselves, and most importantly, with each other. The value of time has become apparent to us. whether manifested in the precious minutes for getting ready in the morning, which have been sacrificed to the snooze button, or at 11 p.m. starting the project which is due tomorrow morning, or even sitting in a timed exam where one has to write 3 essays, answer 55 multiple choice, read 7 excerpts, and recall every book, play, or epic they ever read in a mere couple of hours. I bet some of you think I exaggerated that last one. If we had learned to be deliberate with our every waking hour somewhere along the way, we wouldn't have made it this far. And for us, sometimes deliberately using our time to do a fair bit of nothing was the best thing to do to take care of our mental health. Up until now, our time has been divided at the will of other people. Some of us have spent 5 years of our lives together in the same building, intertwining our paths. From here, though, our time is in each one of our hands, and we will sow it in places that reap life for us. That will look starkly different from one graduate to the next, but the time we've spent at Cal is a part of each of our foundations to decide that next step. My good pal Will Shakespeare once said, "To thine own self be true." Looking back, I know my grade 8 self did not have a clue what kind of self she would be true to. But somewhere along the way, we have learned to listen to that self within us that knows when to keep fighting for something or let it go, when to be gentle or when to toughen up, when to close a door and open another. Learning how to tune our ears inwards is what enables us to know what our next step is after graduation and into our future. And it also helps us to give love and grace to ourselves if the answer we hear is, "I have no idea." The character in each of us has grown in immeasurable ways, and so much of this is thanks to our parents, teachers, and mentors, who knew a little bit more about their own selves than we did, and were able to impart their knowledge. Perhaps most significant of all, in each of our journeys to this day, is each other. We have come a long way from organized playdates and friendships built on assigned seating arrangements. For me personally, I think so much changed when I started building intentional relationships with other people, ones that thrived on commitment rather than convenience. When I knew I had people who loved me and liked me, and were going to stick around for the long haul no matter what, it changed the way I was able to live. Not in pursuit of the approval of others, but in a way that allowed me to love other people generously. I think this is true for most of us here, that the friendships we've made at Cal have been more than skin deep. And the result? I would say the greatest impact on our characters today is the people around us. And I look around and I'm so glad to have been shaped in some way by everyone sitting on this stage. We've been supported by the ones who have given us their shoulders to cry on and their laps to sleep on in the grad lounge. The ones who have given us rides home, flashcards before a test, and real how are yous, the kind that invoke more than an answer of good. These little things add up, and they fill us up to help us be more and not less. It is by all of these experiences which we have been taught the lesson of valuing time and people. And it is by this lesson that we measure ourselves and know that we are equipped to succeed in wherever we choose to sow our seeds and grow. I'd like to leave you with the words of American Jewish writer and Holocaust survivor Elie Wiesel, who said, "Whatever you do in life, remember, think higher and feel deeper. Life is not a fist. Life is an open hand waiting for some other hand to enter it in friendship." To the graduating class of 2018, I hope each and every one of you finds friendship with a life that is not only now beginning, but has and will continue to open its hands to you if you will receive all that it offers. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you, all of you, for joining us and celebrating the achievements of the class of 2018. Just a quick reminder that the banquet starts at 7 p.m. and you must be at the Vernon Lodge and seated at that time. There will be people there to help you locate your seats. Our ceremonies now conclude with the playing of that last grad song, Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds. Please stand as I present to you, for the final time this evening, Kalamalka Secondary graduating class.